There she is, the lake of the sky. Last night, I camped alone in the desert surrounded by noises, and today it's all over. As we drive back to Tahoe, I'll tell you the truth about living in my car for the last month, what it's been like to be a car camping YouTuber, and we'll go on one last adventure before I go home. Thank you, Colonel Sanders. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, now it's not so beautiful. Fingers are sticky. Okay, this is really not graceful at all. Way to butcher a food video, Diane. Oh man, and it might even be soupy. God, I've got honey strings all over the car now. Oh God. I have got to get a new foam clamp. This one is so lame. Yeah, and I need to Google how to make food videos. Hashtag carlife moment. One Colonel Sanders honey pack is not enough, but look where I am. Ooh, chair. Okay, the sun has moved from feels good to borderline hot, so it's time to pack up and go. Oasis trail. This has been an awesome little place to camp. Here's my car. Whoop, no more. Time to take this to the trash can. All right. Pretty desert campsite. This was such an amazing find. Who would have thought out in the middle of nowhere there'd be this oasis. It got really, really cold last night. I mean, I actually had to get under all the covers, which I've only had to do maybe twice before. But it was super fun waking up and just seeing that amazing sunrise. And I finally cooked an actual food breakfast. Yay!
In 1/4 mile, turn right.
All right, babe. Small wins. So yeah, that was my last night for this trip. This month has been a really good experiment on what works and what doesn't work. But right now I am headed back down this dirt road to the main highway, and I am going to get some ice in McDermott really quick, and then we're gonna head home to Tahoe and, you know, see what we can discover along the way, because who knows, there may be more things to explore between here and Tahoe. All right, here's something you don't see every day. 2 UPS trucks on a truck. Love lock, thank you for the gas. Time to get back on the road and
Turn left.
yes, babe, I will. Lake Tahoe, here we come. back to the desert. It is a long, boring drive through the middle of Nevada, but it gives me time to think. And I am thinking about this whole past month, living in my car. Granted, I did cheat for 10 days with Ted when he came out. I did hotel life for a little while, so I turned into road trip, but I have had a good 3 weeks living in this car, and you know, it's not easy. It's awkward. It's a lot of time spent looking for things, figuring out where they are, or where they should go, or figuring out all the little things in life that you don't have to think about at home, like where do I get power, where do I find a bathroom, where do I eat, where do I sleep. And that takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of your day. That's just something to think about if you're going to do this lifestyle. When you have a home base and all these things are in place and you don't have to think about them, it frees your mind for, you know, more work, more play, whatever. You're just not spending energy worrying about the little things. But when you're in your car or your camper or your van or whatever and you're on the road, you're spending a lot of energy thinking about all those things. That said, I really loved it. I loved this life. I loved wandering from place to place and driving the back roads and seeing new towns. I loved picking places on a map and doing a little research and thinking, oh, hey, that might be an interesting place to live or see or visit, and just putting a string of these together and making a route and going. And for a whole month, traveling for a whole month is awesome. If you can do that in life, I highly recommend it. You know, especially if you travel alone, you meet new people, you see new places, you get a taste of their life, their lifestyle. It's always interesting. You know, most people on the road that you meet are nice. You know, if you're nice to them, they're typically nice to you. Not everybody, but you know, everybody has bad days. But generally, the places I went, people were very kind. And it's encouraging to see that still in our world. Given all the bad news and the bad economy and inflation and politics and blah, blah, blah. All that noise, it's just noise. And when you go to a place here in the Western United States and you meet people, they're generally nice. And I love that. So I had a great time living in my car. And I would do it again in a heartbeat. But I am thinking about the channel on this long, boring drive home. I'm really excited about how the channel has kind of taken off pretty quickly. Last I looked, I was at, 550 subscribers, and most of those I picked up in a month, which is really great velocity. I started the channel in February. I put one video up about hiking, and then I was going to make the whole channel about hiking, but then, I kept thinking about it, and it was like, I don't know. So then it was like, I need to get away this trip. So I planned this whole trip, got the hubby to say yes. Wasn't easy, but it did. Ended up changing the channel name because I didn't know what to call it. So Diane Schmayan is actually a nickname that a youth minister gave me in high school. And I love it. I love her. I love it. I love the whole youth group that I was in. It was a Catholic youth group, even though I wasn't Catholic. They totally welcomed me as their own, and it was fantastic. Anyway, so Diane Schmayan, that's where that comes from. Until I think of a better name, that's what it's going to be. I've only gotten a few videos out because the way I planned this trip, I did not allow enough time for processing video. So when you take a lot of video footage, you accumulate files. And these files have to be downloaded off of all your devices onto hard drives because you can't put them all on your computer. computer because they add up quickly and then you have no memory. So there's this whole file management aspect of this that I didn't leave enough time for. And then you have to leave time for actually editing the videos. And the way I edit videos tends to be kind of complicated. I like it that way. I do a lot of cuts, I do a lot of shots, I do a lot of scenes, I try to keep it moving, I put music on it. I just want to make it entertaining, and I love the editing process, so I love doing it, but it just takes time. I mean, it typically takes me 2 good days to edit one of these, complicated travel videos. So I didn't really allot time for that. I had plenty of power. That Jackery, man, if I had just 2 days a week set some time aside to go out in the woods and sit in the sun and edit videos, that Jackery with the solar power would totally have kept me going. And then you go into town to a library or a cafe, upload the video. I didn't leave time for that. So being a newbie YouTuber chronicling my car camping adventures, definitely new to that, didn't leave enough time for things, and so some of these videos are going to be coming out a little bit late after I get home. Next time I do this, I'm going to plan better around all of that. And the other thing is, boy, I would love to just travel all the time. Like, I could easily do this for another month, maybe 2, but I have a dear sweet husband, and I can't just leave him for all of that. It's just, I think it's too much, and we have 30 plus years together, a lot invested in that relationship. I love him. He's not perfect, I'm not perfect, nobody's perfect, nothing's perfect, but I need to find a way to make this work, because despite all that, I have this travel bug, and life is short. Died not long ago, and that just brought everything into focus, that it's your life and you've got one go at it, and you need to do what your heart says. You need to follow your heart, make it count, so that you can live a life with no regrets. I have managed to live without regrets. Have I made mistakes? Yeah, sure. Obviously, I've made a lot of mistakes. I learn from them and I move on. But the point is, the heart is that still small voice inside, and it's different for everybody, and who knows why my heart says travel and yours may not. Who knows? We just have to be who we are. That's our place in nature. So I am trying to figure out how to resolve the competing needs. I need to be there for my hubby and support him with his dreams, but I also need to follow my own. So my challenge is going to be finding the balance in all of that. So one thing I was thinking, and you can let me know in the comments what you think about this, until my next big trip, I can do a lot of car camping around where I live, because I'm so lucky to live in such a beautiful place, Lake Tahoe. We have camping galore all over the place, not far from home. So I was thinking, maybe in the interim, I can just do that. I can car camp around home. There's my first glimpse of the Sierra. I should go backpacking. My daughter, who is maybe going to become a Buddhist nun, she's in Anagarika right now. That video, hopefully you saw it. By this time it will have come out. She left me her awesome PCT backpacking equipment. So a really good pack, really good tent. And I've had this old backpacking equipment for years that I've been complaining about, but I'm very frugal. And so I haven't forked over the money for the new ultralight stuff. I really should get out and use it, because it's all right there in my backyard. So anyway, that's what I'm thinking. I'm getting a little rambly here. I will definitely have to edit this, but I loved living in my car, and I actually look forward to real job. You know, my hubby has been the patron of the arts for a little while now, and we're not really set up for retirement. So yeah, I might have to throw a real job into the mix for a while and schedule everything around that. Unless my channel takes off and blows up, then maybe I could do this full time, and that would be like the ultimate dream. It's like, yeah, full-time YouTuber. Apparently, I have that in common with Gen Z. Nobody wants to be a teacher or a firefighter anymore. They all want to grow up and be YouTubers. Car's clean for the first time this entire trip. So I didn't realize that the road home is a Nevada scenic byway. There's the lake. First glimpse. So before I go home, I want to take you guys on a little tiny backyard adventure, and I see a shady spot. Yes. All right, here we go. Coming home was a mixed bag. On the one hand, it felt so good to be back. The weather was perfect, the mountains so beautiful, and the meadow was at the height of its bloom. There aren't many places as pretty as this. And yet, there was so much more of the world to see. Part of me wanted to keep wandering more. You know, I saw a lot of beautiful and amazing places out on this trip, but coming back here really makes me appreciate home all the more.